disposition, disposition, disposition.
It's a person's natural tendency or way of being, like their personality or attitude. Here's a sample sentence. After reviewing her application, the hiring manager made a decision based on the candidate's qualifications and disposition, which suggested she would be a team player. In this example, disposition refers to the person's personality or attitude towards working with others.
Dispute, dispute, dispute.
A disagreement or argument between two people, groups, or parties about something they don't agree on. Here is a sample sentence. The neighbors got into a heated dispute over who was responsible for the noise disturbance that kept them awake all night.
Disregard, disregard, disregard.
This means to pay no attention or notice something, often because you think it's not important or doesn't matter. Here is a sample sentence. The judge's decision to dismiss the case was met with disregard from the plaintiff, who felt that justice had not been served. In this example, disregard means to show no consideration or respect for something. In this case, the judge's decision.
Dissimilar, dissimilar, dissimilar.
This word means things that are not alike or have no connection to each other. Here is a sample sentence. The two paintings, one created by a modern artist and the other by an ancient master, were dissimilar in style and technique. In this example, dissimilar means having no resemblance or similarity between them.
Dissipate, dissipate, dissipate.
This means to spread out or become less concentrated, often because something is being used up or lost. Here is a sample sentence. The fog began to dissipate as the sun rose higher in the sky. In this example, dissipate means to disperse or scatter, and describes how the fog disappears as the sunlight takes effect.
Dissolve, dissolve, dissolve.
To make something turn into a liquid or disappear, so that it's no longer solid. Here is a sample sentence. The sugar cube quickly dissolved in the hot cup of coffee. In this example, the verb dissolve means to break down or disintegrate into a liquid.
Distance, distance, distance.
It's how far apart two things are from each other. Here is a sample sentence. The long distance between our two homes made it difficult to visit each other often. This sentence demonstrates how the word distance can be used in a context where it refers to a physical or spatial separation between 2 points.
Distant, distant, distant.
It means something is far away from you, either physically or in terms of time. Here is a sample sentence. The stars twinkled in the distant sky, their light barely visible from our location.
Distinct, distinct, distinct.
This word means being clearly different from something else, with no confusion or similarity between them. Here is a sample sentence. The Eiffel Tower stood out as a distinct landmark in the Parisian skyline, easily recognizable from miles away. In this example, distinct means clearly and noticeably different or separate from other things.
Distinction, distinction, distinction.
It's something that shows you're better or more special than others at doing something, often because of hard work or talent. Here is a sample sentence. The Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to Dr. Maria Hernandez, a renowned scientist, as a mark of distinction for her groundbreaking research on quantum mechanics. In this example, mark of distinction means a recognition or honor that sets someone apart from others, highlighting their exceptional achievements and contributions to their field.
Distinctly, distinctly, distinctly.
This word means clearly or obviously different from something else. Here's a sample sentence using the word distinctly. The old mansion stood distinctly apart from its modern neighbors, with its turrets and gargoyles giving it a uniquely Gothic appearance. In this sentence, distinctly is used to emphasize that the mansion's style and architecture are clearly and noticeably different from those of its surrounding buildings.
Distinguish, distinguish, distinguish,
This means to tell something apart from other things that are similar, so you can see what's different about it. Here is a sample sentence. The detective was able to distinguish between the two suspects based on their different alibis and physical descriptions. In this sentence, distinguish means to recognize or tell apart one thing from another.
distinguished, distinguished, distinguished,
This word means being very good or notable at something, often because you've done it for a long time or have achieved great success. Here is a sample sentence. The renowned scientist was awarded the Nobel Prize, a distinction that further distinguished her as one of the leading experts in her field. In this example, distinguished means notable or famous, and it's used to describe someone who has achieved great recognition for their work.
distort, distort, distort,
To change something from its true shape or form, making it look different than it really is. Here is a sample sentence. The photograph was distorted by the water damage, making it difficult to recognize the people in it. In this example, the word distorted means that the image has been altered or changed in some way, so that its original shape or appearance is no longer clear.
distortion, distortion, distortion,
It's when something is changed or altered from its original form, making it different from what it was meant to be. Here is a sample sentence. The photographer's attempt to capture the perfect shot was ruined by the distortion in the lens, which made the image appear warped and unrecognizable. This sentence illustrates how distortion can refer to a change or alteration that affects the original shape or form of something, in this case, an image.
distract, distract, distract,
To take someone's attention away from something they're focusing on so they think about or do something else instead. Here is a sample sentence. The loud music was distracting me from my work, so I turned it off to focus. In this sentence, distracting means causing someone, in this case, the speaker, to lose their attention or concentration on something else.
distraction, distraction, distraction,
It's something that takes your attention away from what you're doing or thinking about, making it harder to focus on what's important. Here is a sample sentence. The loud music in the background was a deliberate distraction from the speaker's main point. This sentence illustrates how distraction can refer to something that diverts one's attention away from what is important or relevant.
distress, distress, distress,
It's a feeling of being very unhappy or worried, often because something bad is happening or might happen. Here is a sample sentence. The family was in distress after their home was destroyed by the hurricane, and they were struggling to find temporary housing. In this example, distress refers to a state of emotional or physical suffering caused by a difficult situation.
distribute, distribute, distribute,
To share or give something to many people so everyone gets some. Here is a sample sentence. The company will distribute free flyers to all the residents in the neighborhood to promote their new product.
distribution, distribution, distribution,
It's the act of sharing or giving something to many people, often in a fair and equal way. Here is a sample sentence. The company's logistics team was responsible for the distribution of products to retailers across the country. This sentence demonstrates how the word distribution can be used in context, referring to the process of delivering or spreading out goods or resources to various locations.